Good day guys. This here, we're doing a Galley Rush tutorial. Many people have been asking me to do this for a while now, and I've just been a bit lazy recently. Haven't really been doing much AoE related things, but hopefully I'll be back for the next month or so and get a lot of things done. Okay, here we go. So, as usual, normal start, just like finding your sheep, your wood, berries, boar, etc, building your houses. So instead, we're just going to sort of talk about what a grush is and the sort of situations that you'd normally do it in. So, as the name suggests, Galley Rush, you're rushing to get galleys. So if you try to get Feudal Age before 11 minutes at the latest, and get 3 docks making galleys as quickly as possible. So to that end, once you start going to Feudal Age, you basically don't need any food income, because you just rely on a couple of fishing ships to give you your food for villagers. And then the rest of your villagers chop wood, mine gold to make galleys and docks and houses. Seems pretty simple. Now there are a couple of variations, I guess you could say, for Galley Rush. If you're playing on an island or team island sort of map where the enemy can't physically get to you with military units without water. So like here we are, we're on islands, so they need to build a transport ship to get over. In that sort of a situation, you don't need to do loom, like for as long as you can put it off for, because as long as you're careful and you don't run into any wolves or you keep your scout nearby, then you should be fine to just get away with not doing loom. That saves you 25 seconds, and it also saves you 50 gold, which is really important. It means you can get that's almost 2 extra galleys worth of gold there. And it means if you're good enough with your scout micro, you can scout lure your boars. Now in this tutorial I'm not going to do that, because this is supposed to be generalist, like anyone can do it. But if you're better, you can do that. That saves the 30 or 40 seconds it takes for a villager to walk there, lure the boar, bring it back. It completely eliminates the risk that you might lose a villager to the boar, which is even worse than just losing 20 or 30 seconds. Assuming you don't lose your scout. If you go there and the boar kills your scout, then you have to go send a villager, and that's pretty bad. But assuming you can get the boar back with your scout, then that'll make your economy quite a bit stronger. And because you've just got an extra villager working for an extra 30 seconds, so that's an extra 10 food, 10 wood, something like that they've gathered in that time. And yeah, it doesn't seem like a lot, but it adds up pretty quickly, and especially eliminating the risk of possibly losing the vill. Like, that's the main killer, I guess. So, talking about galleys, I guess we'll talk about the civs that are generally good for a galley rush. Now, it's like your top tier is Vikings. They get cheaper docks, cheaper galleys, like a free wheelbarrow in Feudal Age, so they are the Galley Rush civ, pretty much. Next level down, I guess you'd have, say, the Huns, Celts, and the Japanese, because they all have good Dark and Feudal Age eco bonuses. For example, Celts, they chop wood faster. Now, galleys, they cost 90 wood each, so you need a lot of wood for them. So, having more wood helps you. Same with the Huns. Not having to build houses means you've got more wood, and you've got less time spent building houses. So that gives you a little bit more time to gather resources. And then for the Japanese, not only do they save 50 wood every time they build a lumber camp or a mining camp or a mill, their fishing ships work faster and have more health and more armor. So, pretty sure that's what it is. Just quickly have a look at Japs. Yeah, their fishing ships work faster, which is good, because it means you get more food from your fishing ships. Seems pretty simple. So pretty much those are the 4 best civs. Saracens are actually pretty good once you get to late game, because their galleys attack faster. But the problem is just getting there, because you don't have an eco bonus. And something else I should point out is if you can lure deer to your town center, that makes galley rushing so much easier. Because that's extra 140 food, or maybe 100 or so. But it's more the fact that it gathers so quickly compared to your sheep, and because you're not going to mill your berries, which is, I guess, the main difference to any other build order. You're not taking your berries because you need your wood for your dock and your fishing ships. So that's what? How much food do you normally get from berries? You normally eat about 3 whole berry bushes by the time you click up the feudal. So that's about 300 food. Maybe that's a little bit too much. Maybe 200 food less you're going to have. So you need to make that up by your galleys, getting fish, and putting more villages on boar and sheep than you usually do. Because for people who have noticed so far, we've put 5 villages on wood, and everybody else is on food so far. Which is, yeah, that's about normal. But because they're not on berries, they're all sitting under the town center, so it's starting to get a bit crowded. So you need to watch that a lot. You don't normally want to have this many on board. By now you'd start eating one of your extra sheep or some deer that you've pushed in. Hint hint. Hint hint. Now this is going to be, I believe I'm doing 27 pop-up, which is quite slow for a pro level Grush. But because this is supposed to be built for easy, like an easy level, easy way to do it, this should be okay as you're learning how to do it, and then you can easily, by pushing deer or better micro of your villages, you can easily get it down to a 24, 25 pop. But seeing as most people play Vikings for water maps because Vikings are just amazing, it plays a little bit differently because they save so much wood. So they can get up easier because they can put more villages on food. Okay, so I haven't really said anything about the build order. It'll be down in the description as usual. You do the usual 6 villages on sheep, and then you go send 5 villages to wood. Okay, because you need 5 villages to get your dock and fishing ship production going. Okay, now during that time, you'll send another villager to get your boar, and someone will build a house. So I think the way I did it with this one was I sent 4 to wood, 1 to boar, then the 5th one built a house and then went to wood as well. And here we are, we're clicking up 27 pop at before 8:30. That's pretty good. We'll get up to feudal age at about 1040-ish. 1040, 1050, something like that. That's a pretty good time. Okay, no, we did 28 pop. Okay, I forgot about the last galley. That's still pretty good. Now, here, I'm only going to leave 2 villages on food, and the rest of these villages, they're just going to chop down straggler trees. Because, as I said, you need a lot of wood for galley rushing. So, like, these 4 villages, they're going to go to gold soonish, and they're going to build a mining camp. But before that, we want to build our second dock. So once we've got about 150 wood, one of these villages is going to stop collecting food and go build a second dock. And here they are, they're off to go gather some gold. Now here, I was originally going to send this dude, but then I saw that he's only on 11 health, and if there happens to be a wolf somewhere up here that I haven't seen, then he's going to die. And to be honest, she's probably going to die as well if there is a wolf. But, and my scout's way too far away to help. But hopefully if I'm paying attention, I would be able to kill the wolf, ideally. So here we are, 4 villages on gold, and then pretty much everybody else is chopping down wood. And this guy's about to chop some more wood too. And these 4 fishing ships, as long as they gather deep sea fish, will be able to provide enough food to keep making villages. Because if you ever watch a fishing ship, they gather deep sea fish, I think it's like twice as fast as shore fish here. So, pretty much always get deep sea fish if you can see it. I think it breaks even if you have to go 16 tiles further away than the shore fish to get the deep sea fish. Right, so here, I forgot a house. Get housed. But here, I got the wood for 2 galleys. 2 houses, and then I'll be able to build a 3rd dock pretty much instantly. Almost instantly. Here we are. There we are, I got 150 wood. Go. Build the dock. And I'm pretty sure I also did, yeah, double bit axe. So, that was a bit of a mess. I will say this again more slowly. As soon as you get to feudal age, you go to your lumber camp, and you do double bit axe. Then you go to your docks, you make galleys, and then you go to your town center and make villages. That should be your order to do things, pretty much. And here, I'm sort of breaking a rule. You normally don't want to garrison or queue up 2 galleys at a time, because you want to keep making galleys And here we are, look, we've got 2 here. If I didn't have that wood for that galley there, then I'd have 3 galleys queued up in these 2 docks, and this one would be idle. And like that stays true for pretty much any sort of military unit creation thing. You want to queue up minimum amount of units possible per military building, just to keep them working well. And here, because this village is all the way out here, she's just going to gather some food from the shorefish before going in, because may as well while you're there, save the time. See, look here. Okay, no. Never mind, we've got plenty of wood. And here, at about 12:30, that's about the time when you start sending villagers to your berries, assuming you've got the wood for it. And then as soon as you can afford it after going to berries, while still making constant galleys, you build yourself a blacksmith and you do fletching. And of course, as soon as you've got 2 or 3 galleys, you send them out, you go scouting, you try to find your enemy fish, enemy docks, resources and whatnot. And, let's see, I was going to say something there. Oh yeah, the reason you're doing blacksmith after your berries, like you might think, oh, why don't I save that 100 wood and build the blacksmith a bit faster? You need those villagers on berries to get the 100 food that you need for fletching. Because these 4 fishing ships, they're just barely keeping up with constant villager production. So like, there's no way you're going to get a 100 food surplus by just relying on 4 fishing ships. Like, you could pretty easily add in an extra fishing ship or 2 if you wanted to, but generally I wouldn't recommend that until you've taken water control, pretty much. And you'll see here, our 4 villagers on gold, they're keeping up well with our galley production. Keeping it all going constantly, and we've got a little bit of surplus for us to do fletching. Now, I guess the rule for gold miners is you have 1 on gold, and then you have 1 extra one for each dock you're building, or producing galleys from. So if I were to build a 4th dock, which I will be doing soon, then you would go send a 5th villager to gold. And then of course you do your gold mining upgrade at some stage, once you feel you can afford it and you need more gold. Etc, etc. So yeah, seems we're just playing versus the AI. I think it's only like moderate difficulty. This is going pretty smoothly. But I guess, oh, and also here, yep, taking deer. It's free food, and normally you'd think the walking distance isn't that useful. But because you've got so many villagers on berries normally, they get really clustered, they bump into each other a lot. So it's worth it, pretty much, to go send 3 or 6 villagers to go grab some deer. Especially because you're going to do, yeah, we're doing horse collar now, and we're going to start laying farms around 16 minutes. But again, you don't need that many farms, because you hardly need any food, you just need it to start getting ready to go up to castle age. And yeah, I think that's about it. Like, let's see, how many villagers do I have on wood at the moment? 17 on wood, and that's just about keeping up with production. Got a little bit surplus wood, but about now you should probably start to put some more villagers on wood if you want to start laying farms. Probably. I will admit that I don't know a lot about galley rushing, because I'm more of a land map player, and my boat micro is absolutely horrible. Yeah, okay, so here we are, 4th dock, housed again. And have we started laying farms yet? No, we haven't. Yeah, you can see, because we've now got the 4th dock, we need a couple more villagers on wood, because our docks are idling a little bit. Idling. We're doing wheelbarrow as well. Probably a little bit late for wheelbarrow, but I guess it's not too bad. Oh, here we are. And this is how you micro your boats. Especially if you've got a group, you grab the one that they're shooting, and you try to get them to like sort of run away. And if they're not paying attention, then their arrows will keep on missing, and the rest of your galleys can sort of blast away at them. But alternatively, you can always just micro it like you're playing with archers. So pretty much, they run, so I say they all run, they all shoot. And they all run a bit more and they shoot again. But here you can see they're just absolutely horrible at hitting moving targets. Look at them go. Look at them go, they all miss. Again and again and again. Absolutely horrible. So yeah. This, I think I got about a 24-25 minute castle age with this build. I sort of screwed up and I forgot my market. So I was sort of sitting on 1k food for a little bit. That was a little bit annoying. But it's not too bad. And it's only versus the AI, so like, most people can beat it with a little bit of practice. So yeah. Galley rushing, guys. If you've got any questions, feel free to like comment below. If you want some personalized help, you can either send me recorded games, preferably FEUDAL games because the recorded game watching is better. I will occasionally do HD games, but sometimes I just can't be bothered because it takes a long time to do anything with them. Or, alternatively, you can add me on Steam, and I will happily, if I've got the time, go through build orders with you, like watch you play versus the AI, or versus one of your mates or something. Or I could play versus you and tone it down a little bit, I don't know, see what happens. But yeah, happy to help people if they want it, just communicate with me, let me know. And if there's anything you'd like me to cover in another video, like at the moment I'm considering doing a bit of like a map analysis type thing. So like I say, we'll have a look at a couple of arena maps and we'll discuss what to do in arena, and then do the same thing for Arabia and Black Forest and whatnot. If you guys would like that, just say so in the comments. Yeah. Thank you for watching. Oh, we're about to click the castle age actually. Let's just wait till we click castle age. So you can look, we've got the food, we've almost got the gold, but we don't have the wood. Oh no, we do. We're starting to build the market. Probably should have built this, I don't know, maybe 2 minutes ago. But you'll see I had to stop galley production to get the market going. So like that points out now that I should have had more villagers on wood. And it's a little bit late for me to start doing that. Which is a bit of a bummer. Oh well. I guess we all learn from it. And then after this villager we'll click up. And we're up. So yeah, 21:20, we'll get there at about 24 minutes, I think. Just about right on the dot. And that's a decent time, I think. Pretty sure. Anyways, thank you for watching, guys. See you next time.